You're tuning into.
You're now tuning into
CodenameZ.
And welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. I'm going to move away from the microphone. So
yeah, because you be screaming into the sensitive microphone.
I don't be. Thank you. Also, do you know I'm a part of a podcast group on Facebook, and so that's where I post us as well.
Oh, nice.
You know, doing all the work.
Okay, sure.
And it was funny. Some lady was asking for recommendations of microphones, and I knew this was a good microphone, so I was like, "Oh, I just got one off Amazon."
Right.
And I sent a picture of that, and she was like, "Oh no, that was the one I just sent back. It was horrible for me." And I'm like, and then she said, "Maybe it's just me on microphones." I'm like, "It may be useless," because I'm like, "This is a pretty good microphone."
What did she say the problem was?
She said, she said it isolated her vocals too much or something like that. Like it was too crisp. I think she said.
Yeah, that could it. I can see that. What she using for podcast or for singing?
Podcast.
Oh,
it was a podcast group. So
okay. You did say a podcast group.
She's not in there, and she's not singing, sis. But
it is very crisp. It is, but
I think that's what makes the podcast sound good when you have really good audio. So I was like, oh.
But I'm Tyrone,
and I'm Basil Anthony,
and this is CodenameZ,
the Rusical,
starring Tyrone Williams.
Thank you.
Created, produced,
and edited by Basil Wright.
Tyrone, thank you very much. And welcome back. What are we talking about today?
This is your episode. You talk.
First of all, there's no one person has episode. There's an episode.
You brought it up, and now you don't want to see.
What was we talking
and
about?
Lying to the people.
What were we talking about?
This is something. See, this Northman. Cut the cameras, dead ass.
I know what we're talking about. I wanted to talk about conscious co-parenting. Have you ever heard of that?
Nope.
You haven't heard about Van Jones?
No, I did. I did just hear about that this morning. So I heard about it this morning, and I love the idea. Let's go for it.
Conscious co-parenting is essentially when two people who are maybe friends and something like that decide to basically have a baby together. Like either both don't have children or want more children, and they feel like they're getting up there in age most of the time, and they feel like they don't feel like going through the whole rigmarole of trying to find a relationship, being in for a while, get married, blah blah blah.
Who's rigmarole? Who's that?
I
thought it was rigmarole, but not
rigmarole.
Not rigmarole.
Ricka.
Who's Rick?
Whatever.
Who Rick?
Something a remote. Something is a rolling in a rock.
All right, Neil.
Anyway, the whole thing. So they essentially decide to have a baby together. They're like, okay, we're not going to be in a relationship, but we're going to co-parent this baby.
In what process? Like, are they?
See, that's the question because I know if you know Van Jones, he recently welcomed a baby. I think it was a girl. Okay. And with his best friend or his good friend, they aren't together, but they decided to both have a baby together. That was a lot of people's question, like did y'all have sex?
Did you smash or no?
Right. Because a lot of people, Black Twitter is saying that he smashed and got his friend pregnant. Now they just talk about conscious co-parenting. Like, bro, no. We don't want to hear that. Conscious co-parenting, no. Like, so most people who do this will do it in vitro. And also because a lot of times, I'm not saying that this is the typical situation, but a lot of times, the scenario I've heard when women and men do it is a lot of times like a straight woman and their gay best friend. And it's like, of course, a gay man can't necessarily go and get like inseminated or in vitro to have a baby, you know, by themselves. And a woman technically could do that, but they don't want to necessarily raise a baby by themselves. So they partner together like, we're both 38. We want kids by now, so let's do this together or whatever.
Not 38, Jesus.
But like I said, typically in those situations or situations when people do it in general, they do it medically. So it's like, or non-sexually. So whether it be a doctor or you just hand over your sample, and they just
you said sample. I heard something else. Never mind. Keep going.
Oh, you thought
I heard seed, and I was like, wow, that's just horrible.
So. But that's the thing. First of all, what do you think about that in general?
I have no qualms. I think it's a good idea. You know, I have that feeling towards children and marriage at some point. It's like, listen, if we both make it to 60 and we not married, then we married each other. Cause so at least get the ceremony. Can you imagine that? Then when it's like kiss the bride or kiss the husband, it's like you do like a fist bump.
Right. This was just
Like,
for fun.
yeah.
This was for fun. This was fun.
I can say I got married now. Yeah. Like I mean, you know, I do. Like I want a kid at some point in life, but
Oh,
like,
you do.
Okay. Wow. Yikes. That was kind of pointed, I think.
Because you literally said last week you was like, I was like,
I don't remember.
I'll be your children's godfather, and you was like, what children? And you said you didn't want kids anymore.
I'm sorry. We still. Didn't we talked about fake news last week, and I feel like this is
You
fake.
said that. Don't start lying. Don't start lying.
Is it proof? Yeah. Nope.
I do record all This is illegal in Pennsylvania, but I do.
So you record our conversations. Oh, really, Mr. Lawyer in Pennsylvania?
I'm practicing in Florida.
You're not even practicing.
I'm a applicant in Florida, and I take my bar in Florida. I don't have no parts to do in Pennsylvania.
You're aspiring. How about that? You're aspiring.
I'm registered.
Aspiring registered. Pre-registered aspiring.
I take my exam. I'm not telling people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In July.
Okay. Anyway. The best month. Sorry.
Horrible month.
Okay. You know what? When that bar come back and it says no, thank you.
When that bar come back and say yes, thank you,
Yeah.
and the top scorer in the county, in the district,
Let's
in the
leave.
jurisdiction.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Straight 100s.
Mm. The
No
only thing
questions
straight about
wrong.
you, huh? The bar is the straightest part of Anyway, so yes, at some point I do want a child, and the way my dating life is going, it ain't happening anytime soon.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I'm reaching middle age status.
I want a child by age 24. So that's the reason.
I was gonna say you're past it already, sir. What?
So that has blown sight off. I think that's a whole nother conversation. But I was about to say, I think 30 is a good age to have a kid.
That's what I say.
Yeah, because you can, as they say, sow your wild oats.
All right.
In your 20s, and then you just you have a lot of experience, and you just settle down and have a child. But anyway, go ahead.
I feel like you asked me a question, and then it just.
I'm sorry.
You talking. Thank you. So, I have no issue with it because I feel like it's if you and your friend are like, hey, we're both on the same page here, cool.
Right.
Then let's let's have a kid. Like,
right. Now, see,
I'm okay with it. Like,
where it gets now, Lonnie. So I don't know if you know the show Real Lonnie Love. She wasn't.
I haven't watched since Tamar has not been there. So.
Bye. Yes, you have. First of all,
I have not watched it since. I stand with Tamar.
And Tamara.
Actually, no. I watched a little bit when they. No, I stayed with Amanda Seals. They shouldn't have got her off because Amanda Seals. When I say, listen, Amanda Seals clearing bitches left and right on this show. She was like, "I'm not dumb, but I will let you know that for sure." Like, we need Amanda back. No hate to Garcelle Balbo, whatever.
Garcelle is really funny.
She's great, but like, I'm sorry, we need Amanda. Like, we can get rid of somebody. Let's get rid of somebody else. We can get rid of Jeannie. Let's be honest.
Don't do that to Jeannie.
And bring
That's
Amanda
my
back.
girl. That's my girl.
Yeah, she brings zero to the show.
Ooh.
No offense.
That mom is so weird. I need to fix that.
I'm sorry. I just don't think she brings enough to the show that I care about. Also, I mean,
that is so mean.
I don't. Whatever.
What is wrong?
She's okay.
You're one of them haters.
I'm not. I just don't think she.
Just don't like people for no reason.
I think she has good takes, but I don't think that she brings what she.
And she's about to add a whole new experience because she's a new mom who never thought she was about to be a mom married to a black man. She's about to have a whole lot. She got a half black baby now. She about to have a whole lot of new experience to add to the show.
Okay, well when she gets back and she says all that, and great. I just don't. I don't know. I think since season 1 she just kind of just fades into the background for me. Sorry, not sorry. Sis, like
you're annoying. That is so. Jeannie, when you hear this, like she gonna hear this, but anyway, when you hear this, know that I support you wholeheartedly.
Listen, I don't.
And baby Monaco, and this one, don't give him no sponsorships or no nothing.
Okay, I stand with Lonnie anyway.
I stand with Lonnie. Anyway, we get so off topic, but anyway, but no, Lonnie wasn't having it. She wasn't for this. Because
was she not? Oh.
She wasn't having this because she was pretty much saying that she wasn't against it, but she was saying for one, in certain situations, she was like, if you're actually having sex to do it, it may be complicated. Like, you get your feelings involved, and she think that's her and Black Twitter think that's what Mr. Man did. Like, he smashed his friend, got her pregnant, and now they talking about.
It depends. You can have sex without feeling. Just saying, it's not impossible.
But anyway,
impossible.
True, but still. But anyway, her concern was that she saw a good amount of men was like, I think it's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And she was afraid that men were about to start using this excuse to be absentee fathers. So like, I would love to have a kid to pass down my name, blah, 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 but I don't want to take care of it. So, hey, yo, Becky, let's do conscious co-parent. Like, no.
Not Becky.
That's the first thing that came to my head. But you know, so that was her concern because everybody was like, for example, where's the kid going to live? And most of the time, especially with the court systems, I would say there's an 80 to a 90% chance that the kid is going to full-time live with the mom and maybe partially time live with the dad. And she was like, she just didn't feel like that was fair. I mean, she was like, if you're okay with it, then you're okay with it. But she was afraid people were going to use it for the wrong thing and be like, and that's what Adrian was saying. She was like, now, if you're using it for that reason, like, I want a kid, but I don't want to take care of it, then that's wrong. But like, you
know, that's not what we're talking about. That's not why you're supposed to be doing it. But where it's, I would say it is like, you know, I have a few like friends. I'm like, you know what, we can live together, have a whole kid, and we just not be in a relationship. I'm okay with that. Right. Like, you do your thing, I do my thing, and we just was like a contagious burp.
I know, that's why.
But yeah, like I was like, I have no issues with that, but like, I want a child for the reason of taking care of it, like not to have a child just to say I have a child, like, ooh, I have a child, like.
Right, and then that would get so it's like you would have to make sure that both parents are.
I mean, also I would have a good life for it, like if we put them in school and we're living together, but it's like I saw your mom with another guy or whatever, it'd be like, oh, we can be like, oh, they're divorced.
Who divorced?
The parents, technically.
Oh, you mean to other people?
Just like the kids be like, oh yeah, like if somebody says like, oh, I saw your mom with some other man or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, my parents are divorced. That could be the thing you be telling them, like, oh no, we're just divorced.
That's true.
Like we're your parents and we're just divorced. Because then also like don't go to school telling them, no, my mommy and my daddy we're just friends. They're just friends. They have a kid. It's like, yeah, they're just friends with a kid. I don't want them to explain. I don't have to explain that during parent teacher night. They're like, so Johnny came to class and said something.
Yeah, it's none of their business. So, but I think
down.
I think now where you see more like blended families and stuff like that, I think that it will become more. First of all, I don't think my mic has been on this whole time. Again,
no.
What is wrong with this thing? Like, I'm just so over this microphone. It's unbelievable. But like,
okay, technical difficulties. Wait, one more.
Being able to record. Okay. And we're back. So you probably weren't able to hear me very well the whole time because that dumb mic that we need to get a new one. So now I'm on Basil's side of the table
with my microphone that is working.
And I still think when you unplugged our things, you messed up my mic.
Didn't do anything. So wow, gaslight me.
Anyway, we will hatch out the technical difficulties with a new mic shortly. But anyway, what was I saying? I forgot.
I think you said something like they can mind their business about.
Oh yeah, because I think the more if it becomes more common, it's just gonna be one of them things that people. I feel like nowadays people are less shocked by new things. Especially the newer generation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
I mean, yeah.
Back when we were probably even kids, it might have been like, they what? They what? But nowadays, it'll be like, okay. Like, okay. Okay. Like,
all right. That's cool.
Right. But the thing is, I think you just have to make sure you have conversations. Oh, and there's my lost AirPod.
Oh.
And the But anyway, yeah, so I think it's just about having a conversation, set your... For example, I'm not going to tell who this friend is.
Uh-oh.
I mean, if the friend listened to it, which I doubt he probably listened to it, he'll know.
Oh, it's a he. Oh.
Ooh, they'll know.
Wow.
They'll know. But anyway, this person... Ooh, I shouldn't have said he.
What is it?
But anyway, they know.
You can,
It's not bad. It's not bad, but...
Just take the he out.
All right. Okay. Now you're going to make me hit the nail. I got to censor it twice because you just said it again. But anyway, It doesn't matter. People are still not going to know who it is. But this particular person is gay, and
I already know you're talking about.
Okay. So of course, if you're two men in a relationship, you're not just going to be able to have a baby traditionally. So people think of like whether it be you do in vitro, you do like a in vitro surrogacy thing, or you adopt. He had an idea of pretty much one of his closest friends would be his surrogate. But the thing is, it wasn't just like, they were going to get egg donations and then fertilize with the sperm, and then she's carrying this baby that's not biologically hers. Like, she was going to be, I guess, the surrogate and the egg donor. So the baby was going to be partially biologically hers. Yeah. But it didn't seem that, it seemed like, okay, it makes sense. But the thing is, the way he was thinking about it was that, and the way that she was thinking about it would be that, just like surrogacy, she was going to relinquish parental rights and, have the baby raised by whoever him and his husband is. But I kept saying, I think it sounds good in theory, but I think that's a situation that would get very strange very fast, because in a typical surrogacy situation, one, the baby is not biologically the person's, and two, most of the time the surrogate is not going to be around that child ever again. So I'm like, I think it would get real awkward or weird to have this person say, okay, I'm going to relinquish this child that I carry 9 months, that is also biologically, it's my baby. And you know how those hormones can get for mothers with like primal instinct, like this is my biological, this is my baby, and I'm just going to hand it off and literally be in the baby's life and watch you two raise it and be hands off the whole time, not say anything. Like, I think it would get complicated. He was saying, well, you just have to be mature. And I'm like, yes, maturity, I understand. Yeah, and I'm like, maturity, like, human emotions are human. Everybody says that they'll be okay with certain things until it gets there. Like, what about the one time you spank the child and she don't believe in spankings, and then she'd be ready to square up like, did you just hit my baby? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So what do you think about this? That's kind of different than conscious co-parenting, but it was also something similar to that. Like, am I crazy to think that situation would be weird?
I think it'd be weird because, I think it's easy. I think it's easy in theory, but in reality, things are different. Like, that's like people who get into. Can we not?
Sorry, I lost mine. Anyway,
I think like, okay, that's like people who be like, oh no, we're just friends with benefits, and like, okay, we're just gonna have sex, and boom, that's it. Right. And then after a while, feelings start happening, and it's like, but you don't know when everything's going to happen. Right. So I feel like in theory, it's like, oh, foolproof plan. You have the baby, give it to us, and then never talk about it ever again. Right. It's like, oh yeah, perfect. Until the situation happens where something happens, and you're like, technically it's mine. Like, I don't want to say anything, but it's like, don't.
Especially if you're in the baby's life all the time, because he was saying that. Like, he would probably make a course like that could be the baby's godmom or something.
Keep saying he.
Because I already said it's two, so it's clear now. But they still not going to know who it is. Well, he would know who it is because we had this conversation.
Well, yeah, but they don't listen to us anyway because they should be promoting us. But
shut up, you're annoying.
Anyway,
but yeah, so that's what I kept saying. And we kind of got into this debate because you just said, like, no, you just have to be a mature person. I'm like, that's not what it is. I'm like, first of all, with surrogate, it would even be different if, I'm like, the biggest issue is not even her being your surrogate. It's her using her own eggs and the baby being her biological child. Like, it would be even different if you got an egg donor and now she just carrying this baby that she knows, like, is not hers at all. And she's literally doing this as a service for her friends. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for your cervix.
Right. Thanks for your cervix. Thank you for your uterus. I appreciate it so much. But, yeah, and I'm like, that would be different. But I'm like, you're talking about it actually being her child.
Yeah.
And then saying, like, boss says move. Like, boss says.
And, like, again, like I said, in theory, it could work out if she really doesn't have any type of, like, thought to it. But then you also have to think about this possibly could be a situation where things might change.
Yeah, it might get. just like with adoptions, that's why sometimes people get a little scared of the adoption route. So you know how like some adoptions is like from birth, like, you know, soon as a girl gets pregnant, it's just like they know that they don't want to keep the baby, so it's like a planned adoption.
Yeah.
But those have like, often people change their mind. Like in that situation, like once they hold the baby for the first time, it's like, no, I want my baby. Like I want my baby because you actually see it. So I'm like, it could be one of those situations where it's like, wait a minute, this is my baby. Like I care. First of all, women have like one of the closest bonds with babies because this thing is in you for 9 months. Like, and then to have it come out as your baby, it may look like you and everything, and just holding it, be like,
first of all,
that girl gonna run away with that baby. Like
Kid Theory says, is first of all, the amount of stuff your body goes through being pregnant in general. It's
right,
like,
it's like,
I feel like it's like you said. Listen, feet swell, nose get wide. It's on your bladder. You start bleeding for no reason. You're crying for no reason.
Right.
Like all this stuff you had to go through for 9 months, and just be like, boop, there you go.
Right.
Like, I feel like at some point there's going to be some type of like thought in it. And
right.
It's like.
And I still don't know if that's his plan, like, because we haven't talked about that since whenever. But like,
I think we started this conversation talking about two totally different.
Because it was kind of because the reason why I thought of that situation was because they were friends, so it was it's not conscious co-parenting because she was going to relinquish parental rights, but it's almost like conscious co-conceiving. Like you gonna help me conceive a baby, like.
Yeah, like I don't know. I have no I have no issue with the thing. It's just like I hope for the sake of everyone that everyone agrees on the same. Everyone's on the same page,
right?
When it comes to it,
exactly.
That's what I'm hoping.
Right, but well, enough about babies. I think we could take a break.
Take a break. Let's go make a baby.
Yeah, let me text one.
No, goodbye. Okay, break. Time for a break.
Hello.
Time for a break.
Why are you being so dramatic? I just want your uterus. Sorry, let's go. I'm sorry. Basil, have you ever heard of the Anchor app?
I have not heard about the Anchor app. What is it?
Well, that's today's sponsor, and it's the free podcasting app where you can make beautiful podcasts just like this one.
Oh, the one we're listening to right now.
Yes, this one.
Oh, with the two fabulous hosts?
Yes.
And
the two rich hosts? Yes.
Okay, let's not go that
and then
far.
we went too far. Okay.
Yeah, we went a little bit too far. We can't be that rich with a free app.
Right.
It's free.
It's free.
It is free.
But that's how the rich become richer. They do stuff. I was about to say something. They have free stuff.
Yes.
Thank you. So it's on both Android and iPhones.
iPhone, the Elite. Yes.
Yeah. Don't do that. Just download the app and get podcasting.
Yes.
Welcome back. Like the most random.
So random. What is wrong with you? Just sitting home.
Because we're about to talk about Material Girls a little bit.
Oh yeah, we are. Okay.
A little bit. So, Basil, I have a question for you. Well,
all right.
It's kind of a scenario, but anyway, whatever.
Okay.
So you know how like some people, the rich and the wealthy, can spoil their children, or people nowadays love extravagant things.
Yes.
So
me included.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, side note. But pretty much, I saw a YouTuber, and her little sister had a quinceañera, and it was amazing. It was like super amazing. I'm talking about like smoke on the dance floor, horse-drawn carriages, like over the top spectacular. And the girl was so happy, she was crying the whole time. You could tell she was very grateful. But the thing is, it brought up the question, which a lot of people say is like, do you think that sometimes if you go too big on every occasion, does it ruin the most special occasions? So like, for example, like if you're a celebrity and you pretty much rent out a whole country for your child every birthday, like, and have these blowout things, then like when it comes to their like maybe 13th, their 16th, their 18th, their 21st, a big party is not going to seem special because it's like you had that your whole life. Or for example, they say some people who go all out for their proms and like come out with carriages and smoke coming down, and it's like, okay, but maybe like it may take away from your wedding when you would normally be that fancy. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Or so what do you think about that? I don't know.
I mean, I do kind of understand because like especially when it comes to celebrity, that's why I feel like that's why I think not even just celebrities. I mean, you could bring us poor people in there as well. When you go all out for everything, you think you have to go bigger and better, which is why we start getting
these crazy things.
Parties and stuff like that, where it's like, is this even necessary at this point?
Right.
Like what is this?
Right.
Where it's like, oh yeah, my first birthday party, I went to Vegas, and then my next
not the first birthday party.
I'm saying it in like our people like our
I know
age.
what you say.
So it's like, okay, I'm turning 24, I'm gonna do Vegas.
Right.
And then when I turn 25, when I already did Vegas, I'm gonna do California. Now I turn 26, it's like, well, now I want to do Mexico. Now I'm turning 7, it's like, well, now I want to do like Dubai. Now I'm turning 28, it's like you can't go back to something. Because imagine you go to, now I'm turning 27, I go to Dubai, and then I turn 28 and I'm going to Jersey City. Because then it looks weird, so now I'm like, now I want to do bigger and better. Now I want to go to Japan.
Right.
Now I want to, now I want to go to the moon.
Right.
Like,
because you're trying to outdo yourself from the last.
Trying to outdo yourself,
even though you don't have to outdo yourself. Like
you don't.
You can have special birthdays.
You also run into the risk of, and I just saw this thing. I'm going to find a screenshot of it and I'll talk about it. But like, calm down.
No, I was saying what you're saying also goes to a whole nother conversation of competing and stuff.
There we go.
Yeah,
but it's a certain term I'm going to start using now. That's really great. I'm gonna go. But yeah, so it's like, and I think celebrities. That's why I think when you see these celebrity parties where it's like, is this necessary? It's like yes, because like you can't like Beyonce can never do anything basic anymore. Right. She has to do something that is crazy extravagant. Because
do she have parties for her kids? I mean, I'm sure she do, but like I never heard like. She's also a low key person. So
I can say like Kim Kardashian because Beyonce don't listen.
Yeah, but we don't know what they do for their birthdays.
Like, go girl, give us nothing.
Right?
She don't say nothing. She be like, yep, it's a birthday party.
I don't understand how she does that. For her to be such a megastar. Her and Rihanna are only seen when they want to be seen. Like, where do they like? I mean, have a private universe they live in?
You know who else like that? It's not megastars with Wendy Williams.
Right, that is true.
I'm still trying to figure out how Wendy be running up and down New York City,
just screaming and stuff like people say, and no one
whatever, and nobody say nothing about it. But okay, cool.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so yeah, it's like Kim Kardashian. Like I feel like her kids are never gonna have a basic birthday party without being almost ridiculed.
Yeah,
because it's like, wow, like your mom only got you this, like she didn't get you 3 horses this time. It's
right.
And we have to keep making it bigger and better. So then we start getting these parties where it's like they start running out. I feel like they start running out of ideas.
Right.
So now, it's a cowboy robot glamazon party, and it's like, what is that? It's like just like start combining stuff to make it bigger and better.
Right.
Because the last 3 years, Northwest got a Mercedes Benz when she was 1. Year 2, she got a limousine.
Right.
Year 3, she got a horse-drawn carriage. Damn, what she gonna get when she 4? Like,
right. Yeah, because like if I were rich right now, and for my child's first birthday party, I just took him to Chuck E. Cheese, people would probably be like grinding me up a little bit, even though there's nothing wrong with that. Like, but like people were like, "Really, you so cheap?" Like, yeah. I don't know. So I don't know.
Like, what is that Kevin Hart special where he was talking about something he did for his? What is he like? I want to say he like rented out. What did he like rented out like amusement park or something like that, and then like he was talking about someone else famous he knows that was like just did like this extra, and it's like, come on now, like look now my kids will be like, wow, Dad, you're a bitch, like you couldn't get this.
You got me Six Flags. They had Disneyland. Like,
like he rented out every Disneyland in America and Disney World Japan and everything. Yeah. Just because and shut it down for the year.
Right, like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it's true. And I'm glad because you kind of swayed it a little bit too like the competition aspect and people trying to, because first of all, I think that's why you see not even about anymore just like does it ruin future event. I mean, I think each event has a specialness to it. So even if you had like a fairy tale thing like that girl did for her quinceañera, her wedding still may feel different because it's like still her wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still her wedding. But that's another thing. The reason why you may see a lot of extravagant things is because like Instagram now. It's just like it's sometimes
everybody's
people
always competing with the next bitch, and it's
right,
like, why?
and it's like it's so crazy because like you even have like some instances where people actually try to pick what they do or where they go based on how Instagrammable it will be, or based on how like, oh, is this gonna be nobody did this, yada yada. But I'm like, the question is, are you gonna have fun there? Where do you want to go? Even if everybody and their mom go to Miami every day, if you love Miami, go to Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
like,
matter because at the end of the day, and I think I said this before. At the end of the day, like, I mean, for my birthday now, I don't think I told you where I want to go, but I'm not gonna say it out loud.
I think you told me.
Okay, well, let's not say it out loud. Thank you.
Oh, because you talk about.
You know where I want to go. Like, you know, people have been there before. It's an overdone location, quote unquote. I've never been there, so I mean, honestly, screw what y'all talking about.
Right, exactly.
And at the end of the day, when I go there, and they're like, well, Basil went here, and people go there all the time. Well, you know what? I'm there, and you're at home.
Right. That's the thing. They be all this smack talk like
which is why before I want to bring this up because I saw this.
Can I? Okay, go ahead. Say what you say because the thing is
saw
making
this,
people so mad.
and this is what I'll be using now. The jester's privilege, the ability and right of a jester to talk and mock freely without being punished, for nothing he says seems to matter. That's what y'all bitches are. Y'all are clowns. Y'all are jesters. Because you know what? You have the ability to talk and mock and do whatever because what you say don't matter to me.
Right.
So you're laughing. He only went to so-and-so. She only went to Miami. And you know where you didn't go? Miami. You know where you're not? At home.
Right.
Bye. You're at home. Shut up.
Right. And it be killing me. Like, obviously, there's so many people on Instagram. They try to, like, make fun of people or look down upon. Y'all stay talking about Miami. I'm thinking Dubai. But I'm like,
you haven't been to Miami nor Dubai.
You're only thinking about it. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you're talking crap
yet, huh?
and you haven't been to Dubai. And so what? Even if you did go to Dubai, oh wow, this person is still enjoying their life. Like,
overrated.
Yeah, like first of all, like I said, I don't care if I want to go somewhere. If I want to go somewhere, first of all, this past year, Orlando was played out into the ground, and you know where I still love to go? Orlando. Like, someone tell me a trip to Orlando right now, I'm going.
You
like,
probably will go. You've gone there a couple times without me. Anyway,
I only been there 8 times last year.
Oh, shut up.
Well, I'm about to move there. So.
No, like you're not. So moving on.
Anyway, but still, it's like it shouldn't be this so much focus on what's going to look decent to other people. What's going to, like, where are you going to go to have, like, do you want to go to this place? That's all that matters. Like, what's the most fun? And then sometimes people push beyond their means with stuff to try to show out and show off. But, like, go in a way that's going to be fiscally responsible for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes sense for you. Like, you don't need the top of the line Airbnb with the waterfall and stuff just so you could put stay at the Best Western. Say not the
Best Western.
But girl, stay at a hotel. Like, stay at the DoubleTree. Like, and like just go to a hotel. Like, it's not that serious.
Except for the Howard Johnson Inn.
Oh, that was a mistake.
We ain't going there no more.
It was like prostitutes and everything.
Okay, we didn't say that out loud.
Oh, I'm
Jesus.
I ain't gonna get. And there was no prostitutes at the Howard Johnson, and then I'm about to give the whole location.
Hey, hold on.
I'm just trying to get them in trouble today. It was none.
But yet, no, it's like because you already know how I feel. Like I truly don't care to impress anybody with where I'm going and what I'm doing. Which is why when you see when the way I am with my social media. You see me, you see hair not done, you see hair done. You see me in Philly, you see me if I'm going on vacation. You see me anywhere because to me it doesn't really matter. I don't really care to impress nobody because at the end of the day I say it like this, you don't matter to me. I'm sorry this sounds rough and it sounds wrong. You don't matter to me in the slightest. If I want to go to Miami, it's because I want to go to Miami.
Right.
If I want to go to California, because I want to go to California. If I want to go to Atlanta, it's because I want to.
Right.
This is my birthday. This is my trip. And the gag is... Oh,
Alexa, excuse you.
Sorry, Alexa, I'm kind of going off. Calm down. Because the gag is...
Oh, it's that weekend thing she be doing.
Cool, but I'm going. The gag is, you weren't invited.
Oh.
Oh. So while you sitting here, Basil only went to Florida. And guess who wasn't invited to Florida? You. Okay? So take that, rotate with that, and go back home with it. Because you know what? I'm in Florida, you're at ShopRite.
West Philly, right?
Like, take that and go find something else to do. Because it always be, and this is why I get irritated when I see celebrities do this, or people who do this to celebrities, because at the end of the day, it's always the bitches that don't ever go nowhere. All your birthday parties be at Jersey Shore. And you talk about Kim Kardashian
Stop doing the Jersey Shore like that.
No
Don't do that
offense.
to them.
I like the Jersey Shore, and I don't go back.
As of late, have you been lately?
I went in the summer. I went in the summer.
Atlantic City?
No, not Atlantic City. I went to actually Jersey
Atlantic
Shore.
City is that has hit the fan.
Oh well, I haven't gone there, but my thing is, it doesn't.
Someone
really
got
matter.
robbed in front of us. Did I tell you about that? Oh, sorry, no.
Moving on.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Someone got robbed right in front.
But yeah, I just say in general, like whatever it is, do what you want to do. Like I'm not going anywhere to prove nothing to nobody,
Right.
and it doesn't matter. People who do that, you're just you're insecure. I'm so
Right.
sorry. I'm not going anywhere to impress nobody who's not on my level. And my level, you know who's on my level? Me. I'm out doing my own personal self. Okay,
Right.
That doesn't matter where I'm going. If I'm going there and this cost efficient, then I'm going.
Right.
Okay, shit.
And it's like, and that's what I'm saying. It's so crazy, and it's just like everybody. It's just like it's nothing wrong with going somewhere and being happy that you're there and being proud of that you're there and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, it's like the trying to put other people down. Like, first of all, I am like can people, particularly us, because I like to talk to my own community.
Mm-hmm.
When you go somewhere, let's say you go to the DR, or let's say you go to this place or that place, can you just post a picture and be like, yes, living it up. Why always gotta be, you bitches could never, niggas want to get like me and be like me. What? Like, first of all, sir, that was your first time there. Like,
yeah, and
it's just like,
shut up.
Who wants to be? And first of all, a lot of people have been there. Like, you act like you doing something that like you just went to Mars, like something that wasn't like
that's a Mars.
Like something that's just like only you, just so exclusive to. I don't know. It's
for me, it takes away from when people like you already know how I am. When people like I know my friends have gone. Well, I mean, y'all went to Jamaica and all that kind of stuff. I love when my friends go somewhere and I'm like, post.
Right,
I want to
so
see because I've never been there, so I want to see it. I enjoy that.
Right.
I post because it's like, hey, if you might want to see this, you see my experience. But it's never to be. Y'all could never X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Because
bitch, first of all, they could.
I could never, and now I am.
Right. And most likely they could. Like, if they wanted to, they could probably. Like,
yeah, like, it's whatever. It makes it harder to root for our people sometimes when y'all do stuff like that.
Right.
And that's the problem. Because I always want to root for everybody. Like, what Issa Rae? I'm rooting for everybody black.
Right. That's
and I be rooting for everybody black.
Right.
I be rooting. But y'all make it sometimes a little difficult to root. When
Right.
it's like you're trying to throw shade at somebody. And it's like, for what? Like, you can go have fun, do whatever you want to do. I don't care.
Right. It's like,
have fun.
Yeah, it's just like
it's no point.
All I'm saying, yeah, positivity. Don't be looking down upon other people. Just be happy to see people doing something positive on the
Enjoy
internet.
where you are.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you can do. Because let me tell you what I'm never going to do, and that is I'm never going to go above my means to impress a bitch that is not on my level. And like I said, my level is exactly where I am.
Right.
So I will never put myself in a hole to make this other bitch feel better about anything. Okay? Because I'm happy, and if you're not, well, that seems very personal to you.
Right. It's just
okay? Drop the mic.
Right. And I said that could be a whole nother, another podcast about comparing yourself in life and just like, because that puts a lot of stress. First of all, that's a lot of stress on yourself to like
all the time
think. I don't know.
I'm gonna move this.
Oh yeah, because I keep
doing
hitting
this. Leave it alone.
Sorry, I just wanted to. But yeah, it's just like it can be a lot of pressure if you just. And I know it can be hard because of social media, because people post stuff like that all the time. It gives the perception that like everybody else's life is just popping. Like, why can't I jet set every 5 minutes? Why can't I da 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 da? But it's like they're giving you a false perception of things, and it's not like why don't I have the money in my bank account right now to just afford a little trip? But like, okay, what they didn't show you was that 25 people went on a trip for them to afford the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and
so it's like
it's crazy because I listened to another podcast with Brittany Broski, the kombucha girl.
Oh, I think so.
Which
yeah.
I love her. She's just so fun. She's a bundle of joy. But no, she one of their most recent episodes because they have a podcast as well, and she was talking about how I mean, because again, social media for people like us who suffer, a lot internally, it's very difficult to see certain things because then you start feeling bad about yourself and they kind of put you in a spiral. And she was saying how, like, I mean, it does it with her with like body image issues and just like status issues.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I think a lot of people out here are putting themselves in a hole because they're trying to impress everyone else. When it's like, at the end of the day, I really wish that our people specifically too would understand that we don't have to prove anything to anybody except for the person that's in our own skin.
Right.
And pushing yourself to do something else or pushing yourself to prove something to somebody else that at the end of the day probably still won't like you or probably still won't care.
Right.
I think that's another thing we have to think about. That person who's saying whatever still don't care.
Right.
You could, what is that, Jill Scott? If I could give the whole world in a silver platter, would it even matter? You'd still be mad at me.
Right. And
like the same thing.
And like, because Adrienne Ballon talked about something recently. She was like, it was a hard adjustment for them when they went more in the spotlight from the TV show and had so many people commented. And then she was like, you got to a point when you realize that first of all, you're not going to be able to impress everybody. People are just not going to like you sometimes just because that's their own problem. Like she said, for example, they would get comments like, you talk way too much and you think it's just show. And then she was like, so then you would dial it back. And they'd be like, what, you dumb and can't speak? Like, she was like, so they're always going to find something. So like, even with the thing, it'd be like, you may think people are criticizing you because your life doesn't look fancy enough. And then you may start posting all this fancy stuff. And then people will be like, oh, then you just think you a show off. So it's just like, it can always be something. So just focus on
you know what? And we have enough time for this. This goes right into my rant of the day.
Okay. Oh gosh, here we go.
Let me just get a little closer to the microphone. Excuse me. Actually, let me not get close because I'm gonna blow.
Yeah, I'm about to say because you be spiking.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Drag me.
I probably do.
I hope you spike in this episode, and I can't wait to hear it.
I probably do.
Thank you. It kind of goes into the social media aspect of everything. Just because it's good for you doesn't mean it's good for everybody else. Okay? We're going to leave it there. Everyone needs to stop jumping on social media and pretending like everything that they are doing, you're not an influencer. Okay?
Right.
And I think that putting down other people on social media just for the fact of them trying to do things for themselves is really annoying.
Right.
Because, I do YouTube, we do this podcast, and I sometimes don't like to post about it because I feel like it's almost like a bothersome on people. But then when I see what other people post, it's like when Rihanna got pregnant. Y'all posted her out of this world.
Yeah, I'm like, you would think she was all our cousin.
But the problem I have with that is, you can post Rihanna. You can post when they had Savage Fenty got something. You can post Fashion Nova. You can post Chris Brown. But when your friends are posting themselves, trying to get their word out there and trying to get that exposure, and you don't repost them, you don't say nothing about it, X, Y, and Z, right. It pisses me off because it's like you use your platform what you want to use your platform for. Right. But when the friend that you... I'm like, is the computer dying?
No, it's just it went to sleep somehow.
Sorry. But when you have friends who are out here trying to get themselves pushed out there, and you are in fact hindering that, and don't try to sit there and like, why don't I post a line on my social media? Yes, you do, because you can post every meme. You can post Justin LaBoy every 5 seconds,
right? Which
still don't know who that man is. Y'all can post Justin LaBoy, y'all can post Rihanna, Beyonce, X, Y, and Z, but your friends who are out there trying to post and be like, oh, I'm trying to get myself out there, and then it's just like the TikTok saying, why are you not popping? It's because you're not posting my stuff. Right. So it irritates me when it comes to social media because it's a conscious decision for some people to almost hold people back because you don't want to push them out there, because you don't want them to get to the status they really want to get to. But I'll leave it right here that when we or X, Y, and Z get to the point that we need to get to, when I get on Big Brother, okay, when I get on Big Brother,
you will.
When I get to where I am, I'm gonna say it like this: don't post my shit. When I get there, when I pull my bootstraps up, bitch, and I get to where I want to be, don't post nothing about me. Don't post a podcast. Don't post my accomplishments. Because you know what? You made that decision. Fuck you.
Oh, wow.
Don't post shit. Don't say, oh, that's my friend. Fuck you. I'm not your friend. Not your friend. Don't post shit. You don't want to post it now? Don't post it then. That's it.
You seem very angry today.
Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Follow us on social media at CodenameZ on everything. And we will see you guys next week.
And I gotta find my friend to have my baby.